afternoon, everyone. So I hope everyone have your lunch ready. I think this is a long session for everyone. So let me start first. Okay, so today what I'm going to cover is how NetApp do our cloud data storage management. So basically is to building how do we help customer build their hybrid multi-cloud. Because end of the day is your data. We wanted your workloads to move faster to the cloud 10 times. So it's really about hashtag about data driven. So the agenda for today, basically is the introductions of our NetApp data fabric. And I'll go through some of the public cloud services like cloud control, cloud storage services, analytic and operations. Later we'll go through a Q&A. So probably you will ask, I'm not sure how many people know about NetApp, but we actually started in 1992 as a network appliances, which is a company called Network Appliances. All the while we have been doing data management on-premise. It's very famous for NAS storage company. So how actually did a lot of people are asking how is it really relevant to me in terms of the cloud? Related to the cloud portfolio. So I just give you a brief introductions of a glance on NetApp as a glance. We were really founded in 1992 as Centerville. So we are actually Fortune 500 company listed in a NASDAQ, about 5.74 FY21 revenue, almost 38,000 plus customer worldwide. So you will see that we are actually industry-led cloud data services. We have a lot of different cloud service solutions, like cloud storage, compute operations, cloud control, and cloud analysis. So we are actually the one of industry-led storage systems and software. We have a whole range of different solutions in terms of on-prem storages like fresh and hybrid, object storage, hyperscale on the high, also HCI infrastructure. We also provide a protection and security and enterprise solutions. So with this, we won't work alone. We work with a lot of our eco partner systems like Microsoft, Google, AWS. All these are our three main hyperscaler, and also like VMware, IBM, and the rest of the ecosystem you can see in the deck. Yeah. So what I'm going to ask is, how is actually going to discuss is I'm covering three key questions. Is how quick question is who are we? Which are just talking, just I mentioned. Yeah. Okay. So the next one is NetApp is so-called a cloud-like data-centric software company. So today we have since adapt and innovate based on our partners and customer IT evolve, needing to become a cloud data software company. So how do we actually get from just a storage and services company to a B by providing data management services for all enterprise for different vertical. So with all the hard works and started more than 5 years ago, our CEO actually and the team makes two key observations. First is, they predict that data will become more important commodity. Second is the moving of IT access to the cloud will continue to grow exponentially. So fast forward to present, we are facing a data evaluation revolutions. Over 68% of the data created today is never used again for the second time. So you can see, with the emerging of an overnight success of like major hyperscaler like AWS with Azure, GCP providing enterprise with more cloud choices in public cloud. Yeah. So from the IDC perspective, NetApp is actually on the rise where we are actually not just a NAS vendor anymore. We are a software company and now sticks to all cloud choices. So whether you are using AWS, GCP, or even Azure, we are there to support you. We are there. You can use any of our solutions available. Okay. So IT actually moving from to a front and center of your business. The thing is, you need flexibility is a key. Able to changing from to a new norm, just like our pandemic over the last 2 years, people are working from home. Business becoming more and more unpredictable. So there is need to cost control and risk mitigations. So by having speed, agility, speed is the key to your IT business, or also called your business to your business, because you have to roll out all your so-called roll out your application at a speed of at a fast speed, so that you can get to your user. Okay, so what happened is, we make observation on-prem, or there is a few observation we found that whether is it most of customers still using on-prem solutions, or is it a cloud or hybrid cloud is better. So today, NetApp actually offering both primary and secondary solution, both in the cloud and on-prem. So traditional, a lot of infrastructure or even solution are running on in enterprise IT over here. So, but most of them are actually moving a lot to operate in the more cost-effective way in the hybrid cloud environment. But some of them actually move to the public. But having everything running on the public is not as cost-effective as it is when people discover the most cost-effective is really, or most effectively is will be on the hybrid environment. Okay. Next. Okay. So the second question is, how do we do by having, have to have a customer moving from on-prem to the cloud, and how do we do the hybrid environment? So our challenge, my answer to the challenge that enterprise face in the hybrid multi-cloud environment is what we call data fabric strategy. The term data fabric is not product, but refer to our extensive collections of portfolio. So data fabric is a NetApp visions of data management and a NetApp architecture for hybrid multi-cloud environment. The data fabric is powered by NetApp is a strategy for simplifying and integrating the orchestration of data services for enterprise and cloud-native applications. The goal of the data fabric is to remove the boundary between on-premise and cloud environment. For legacy enterprise, that means the freedom to move data from on-premise to the public cloud, hence the term called hybrid cloud. For native enterprise, that means that freedom to move from cloud to cloud is called, hence we call multi-cloud. So NetApp product and services enable you to build your data fabrics and move applications and data between on-premise systems, the public cloud and private cloud. This approach delivers consistent and integrated hybrid cloud services. Yeah. So the third question is, how do we do it? How does this data fabric strategy actually work? Okay. So here in NetApp, we have quite a matured data fabric strategy that we can break it into 7 parts. I'm going to go through some of our portfolio step by step, incrementally, building a foundation and the picture on why our portfolio is important to your customer and your business outcome. First, the first part, I'm going to start with the modern technologies perspective, the UX or the user experience. I'm starting with this cloud manager because we can build enterprise hybrid multi-cloud in a matter of minutes. When I say it's a few minutes, it really means it is because our strategy partnership with 3 major hyperscalers like AWS, GCP, and Azure to be able to do this. But to be able to do this, to be able to multi capability in a multi environment easily without any risk and complexity, we need to have a very solid user experience. That is, cloud manager is a single pane of glass through which we operate multiple net portfolios and product in the portfolio. From the cloud manager, the next thing I will talk about is the the data cloud data services or cloud storages. Now I know that we are really talking about NetApp branching out, from a pigeonhole data DC storage service, but DC services. So what you can see is, we are having cloud storages like CVO, cloud volume services, or NetApp file system. This cloud volume service sit in all three hyperscaler that are offering in these three hyperscaler. And what they are common is they are running in a software called the ONTAP. So ONTAP is a data out, so you can call it as software defined storages as an OS that run on all the cloud volume ONTAP. And also all these ONTAP itself actually have many features that, like compaction, compressions. This help you to reduce a lot of savings, like up to 70% of savings you can see, and actually provide different so-called high performance tier. So CVS or NFS is really by infrastructure as a platform as service, but offering by the native so-called native hyperscaler, just like this FSX ONTAP, which is a native which is basically the feature of this is basically for you to consume the product the storages. Whereas CVOs is, you have the control, we offer as an infrastructure as a service. You have the control to manage it, do manage it and, provision it yourself, okay? So next I'm going to touch base is what's is a cloud data protections. If you are if you are using a foundation layer on the cloud storages, you can actually get switched to these extra features such as cloud backup services, which is absolutely leveraged on the snapshot and replication technology for premium recovery, for SLA, and for your BU and restore, especially between environments on premise and to the cloud and from cloud to cloud. You also notice that there's a couple of products, from cloud data protection such as Extra, which nothing but our Kubernetes backup and DR. So our cloud sync capability allowed you to move workloads between environments without having specific dependency just on NetApp storages. So on the private cloud itself, as I mentioned, we are what we saw private cloud is what we see in the data center, where this is all on-prem data storages sit in the data center. So the main of private cloud is customers still have have a healthy on-premise data center portfolio, which is extremely important for customer who are going to take some time from transition between data center and the public cloud, or they just want to remain running and operating the hybrid multi-cloud model. This model is more relevant for security conscious and risk-averse customer where the cloud will not take responsible for their workload. Yes, cloud may be more secure in some scenario, but cloud is never full responsible for data, and so some of our customers are mandated to own and operate their own data center. So some of our customers have found that it might take some physical and commercial sense to own and operate data center and workload on the premise. So before I go on to the cloud remote services, I want to emphasize what you see on the ONTAP, the software, the storage software in the private cloud is exactly same software that our cloud storages is running. So when we talk about the ability to make workload portable and have the same lean team operating across this environment, we need to emphasize this is the same technology. There is no other vendor can deliver this capability as native as we can. Okay, so what I mean in this statement is because we are having the same on tap. So by having similar denominator, we actually can able to make use of some of the feature like snap mirroring to able to move your data across or similarly across from on-prem to the different cloud storages like cloud volume on tap, cloud volume services, or Azure ANF files, and even Amazon FSX on tap. That's why we meant by having data seamlessly move across the on-prem and to the cloud itself. Okay. So as we work around the hybrid multi-cloud, we get into cloud remote services. We definitely have the technology that fits the remote environments, including like IoT, edge environment. So you might have heard about acquisition of a talent storage and a cloud jumper. So this thing, our global file caching and the NetApp virtual desktop services are primarily software and always has been. So ONTAP is a software so that network defined software storage works on other infrastructure as well. It works on the remote services and edge. So up to now, I am been talking about our infrastructure capability, storage, the BU, and remote branch office. So what we come into the other piece is the cloud control. So our portfolio actually extends beyond just the data and the storage level into information space. I will start talking about our acquisition of spots, including data mechanics and cloud checker. We are now in a FinOps space. Makes a lot of sense for us as a cloud, as a consortium of data workloads and storage across the hybrid multi-cloud to let customers know that when and where they are leverage this infrastructure in the most cost optimization approach. So spots is specifically target looking at your cloud or consumptions, looking at a cloud marketplace to look at the most cost optimized infrastructure consumption. When you start to link this that to our other core capability like snapshot replication, you can see that we actually can really uncover further efficiency and cloud optimizations in the public cloud. The last part of my puzzle today is what we call the cloud control and analytics sides of the things. We crack into the information within the data. We are looking at how we can optimize, monitor, troubleshoot within the hybrid multi-cloud. So cracking open to see if the data have any personal sensitive or information with our cloud data set or cloud compliance capability. Most important from the security perspective, we talk about ransomware, our cloud security. We have a very powerful capability and almost responsibility to ensure this data is secure. So our cloud secure is leveraging on AI, ML to create a community of users and watch how they react with data to stop ransomware and anomalous behavior. If I was just a security company, maybe everyone can do this. But what is very powerful and unique about our offering is that our cloud secure detect anomalous behavior and ransomware attack, which is in our storage. We can create highly immutable snapshots of the data for instant recovery, as well as alerting people who need to be aware of data breach notifications. So at this point, I hope you can see the power of our portfolios, the whole picture. We are more powerful as a sum of all offering, but individual solution can also work in isolation to solve specific problem, can be aligned to the specific business offering. Okay, so next from this deck, which actually brought into the 4 different pillar where we have a cloud operations, cloud storages, cloud control, and different data services offering. Okay. So public cloud services for global services, you can see from the chart that almost like most of all different vertical are using our services. our public cloud services. Imagine healthcare, 6 out of 10 are using our cloud services. And even one of the top vertical was manufacturing, even FSI as well. Okay. So some of our PCS customer that actually use us, for our cloud offering. So I'm going to go into some of the some of the cloud solutions in depth in terms of those offering just now I was talking about. So under the cloud control, we have this cloud manager. So basically, cloud managers provide IT experts on cloud architecture with a centralized control plane to manage, monitor, automate data in the hybrid cloud environment, enabling integration of public cloud services. So Cloud Manager is enterprise SaaS-based management platform that keep you in control of data no matter where it is. Cloud Manager provides one interface to manage your storage and your cloud services everywhere, plus a central management plane across your data fabric. So with Cloud Manager, you can actually easily set up your cloud volume on tap, Azure network files, and cloud volume sense for Google Cloud. So you can actually discover and even manage your data on-premise on-tap cluster. You can just enable integration services like cloud compliances or data sense, cloud insight, cloud backup, and more. Okay, so basically this cloud manager is one single pane of glass where you can manage all the services available, even on your on-prem storages. Yeah. Okay. So one of examples or what I'm going to show you is is easily able to discover your on-prem and so set up your cloud storages, and by having drag and drop, you can actually set up your replication across on-prem to move your data from on-prem to the Google Cloud, or even moving to any of the 3 hyperscaler. Even you can have your AWS replicate to Azure. This is what we call data mobility from on-prem to the cloud, and cloud to cloud. Yeah, as a multi-cloud. Okay. So Astra, nothing but just is a cloud-based Kubernetes service for management of application data across the data lifecycle. It simplifies operations for stateful application across public cloud and on-premise data center. So with Astra, you can easily back up your Kubernetes applications, migrate data to a different cluster, instantly create a working application code. So Astra is fully managed application-aware data management services that manage, protect, and move Kubernetes data-rich containerized workload on-premise data center or public cloud, including AWS, Microsoft Azure, and Google Cloud. So Astra also enable data protections, disaster recovery, and migration for Kubernetes workload. Okay. So next one is our cloud storages, which is cover our ANF, Azure ANF, Amazon FSx ONTAP, cloud volume services, yeah, for and CVO. Okay, so the difference, cloud volume services and CVOs, there's 2 differences. So on the CVO, we actually offer as a full ONTAP feature that using on-prem solutions. Basically, it's on-prem data management layer on the cloud resources is as an infrastructure as a service. So we license as a virtual machine. Is purely basically you have the control, and you have the control to manage all your cloud storages on the cloud as a cloud volume ONTAP. Whereas CVS is a platform as a service managed by hyperscaler. So you basically don't have to worry about the management, the security part. Basically, you are available for you to consume volume as capacity. Okay, yeah, that's the 2 differences. So on the cloud volume ONTAP architecture, this where you can see you can you can see you can actually have to be you can have your on-prem storages where is your ONTAP here. On hybrid cell, you can run it on your application can even run it on-prem or even on the hybrid where you have your instances CVOs in the cloud itself. So you can have your application run in the cloud or even in the multi-cloud, where you can set up all your data replications, doing your disaster recovery, automate fail over, fail back, have your another workloads running on different environment. Okay. So FSx ONTAP is a purely a native services offering by FSx. So they basically is everything similar. Is ONTAP running on FSx. Is a native services offering by AWS. So the cool thing is this is a platform as service. Basically, you will still, you don't have to manage it. It's all managed by AWS. Yeah. So the plus thing is all the feature available in ONTAP is available in FSx. Okay. Yeah. So basically, it's a full feature that is in ONTAP capability that on the AWS FSx. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So CVS. So some of the benefits for CVO is really reduce your cloud storage spend by almost 50%. Able to do the consolidation of all the storage silos into a shared storages. For some of our use cases, accelerate DevOps. You can have an instant clone or instant another copy for you for a DevOps to use for any set of data for you to run for DevOps. You can use it as a disaster recovery in the cloud as well, and also some consolidation for your file services. Yeah, that the CPU use cases. Okay, so the other cloud volume services really is benefit is we guarantee your SLA on the backend performance, because these are running on the very high performance NetApp appliances over and all this this hyperscaler. So we have a different tier of services offering in CVS. This is offered as a platform and service. Basically, you just consume the data without any worry of the management there. The use case is purely for really high performance workload. You can think about SAP HANA or even high performance computing. So one of the things I want to bring to your attention is we are only one that have the SAP HANA certification running on running on Azure NetApp files. Okay. So let me go into cloud services and analytics, which is I will cover, some of that cloud insight, cloud sync, data sense. These are all the services available offerings that in terms of our cloud PCS portfolio. Okay. So cloud insight is nothing. It's basically a monitoring tools or monitoring platform. So they provide you the basically monitor across your hybrid infrastructure. So you not only just monitor your on-prem, but also able to monitor your infrastructure on the cloud itself. We're able to instruments EC tools like in AWS. We can also instruments all your different kind of storage vendors. This is one platform, or so-called one platform that is vendor agnostic. So we can actually monitor different storages, including IBM, Hitachi, Huawei, even EMC. So we don't is a agnostic vendor. So not only just ourselves, but also able to monitor across the whole other vendors as well. So what we do is they actually give you three options. We provide your monitoring. We provide, once we're able to instruments, we are looking into your information. We are looking at how well we actually use your assets, or how well you actually optimize your environment. You can look at your infrastructure like VMware. What is your VMs? Is it not fully utilized? What are the orphan VMs we can actually use? Once we're able to identify them, we can actually give you options to can you remove these VMs? How reduce also by helping cost control. Yep. So the other third thing is with Cloud Insight, they actually provide a cloud so-called ransomware protections, which is we put in a cloud secure that help you to secure environments. This is one platform that not only just doing monitoring optimization, but also provide ransomware protections for you. Okay. So the other thing is what we do is the main DNA for Cloud Insight is really by helping you to find out the problem in your environment across when you have software issues that performance issues. We can go into every single stacks of your environment, because when you're able to instrument your compute, your network, your storages, we can see a co-relationship between the whole entire stack. So when there is things happen across the whole stack or infrastructure, or even on the hybrid environment, we can go into the individual environments, individual component to look at their performance, and able to do the co-relationship, correlate all the events together. So if you compare those monitoring tools out there, so this like visualize ops, or even some of the tools like system manager, or some of or network individual device monitoring tools, what they do best is they're actually looking at their own logs. They don't do other things. They only look at what they are good at. But the common thing is when that you have software issues, when you want to try to find the performance issues where there is no way you can correlate. So the only software we have in Cloud Insight is able to do the correlationship. We can find where is the issues and look at the whole latency, across the entire stack. Okay. So basically, the DNA is really, help you to find out the issues. Plus, we can help you to reduce reduce your cost infrastructure by average by 33%. Okay. So as I mentioned, we have the end-to-end views on identify very complex environments, looking at from the application all the way down to the switches, to the port, to the volume, to the LAN level. Yeah. Okay. So the other thing is the ransomware detection and protection. So as you know, so this Cloud Secure is actually built into this CI. What we do is, because we're able to instrument your environment, we are looking at your user pattern, your user access pattern behavior, how they access your files, how they access all the applications. So when we have this information and running and collecting from number of years or number of months, we're able to detect all this pattern. So when there is a normal change in the activity rate as compared to your peers, or as a normal changes in activity rate compared to the user itself, we found that this is suddenly how come this user ABC have a large file or copy out, or large file accessing to these files. We found that this is a potential of ransomware. What we do is how do we do the protection? We do the protection by doing three ways. One is immediately we create instant immutable snapshots to protect your data in case you need a recovery. We will do the other thing, which we're going to log your user access. And thirdly, we're going to log the file access yourself. So this will help you to detect and prevent any further ransomware attack. Okay. So Cloud Data Sense set a new standard for cloud data management and privacy. So the service support GDPR, and also CCPA and other data compliance regulations. So it integrated a similarity with cloud volumes on tap technology. So driven by very powerful AI algorithm, and the cloud compliance or data sense give your business applications and cloud environment privacy ready. So it provides many benefits, unlike traditional solutions depend on regular expressions, pattern matching. Whereas cloud data sense use AI provide contextual understanding of your data, accurate detection of personnel and sensitive information. So benefit like include simple to use interface with built-in reports capability at no extra cost for the for existing cloud volume on tap solutions. Yeah, okay. So cloud tiering services is a services freeing up, high performance high performance SSD drive, or uh, also called, the other one is all flash array capacity storage space, by ultimately tiering your infrequently used data to the cloud. Just like I mentioned, most of the data used touch once have 68% of data that touch once have never touched again. If imagine all your data that sit in the very expensive hot tier, like high performance SSD, and you never touch again, you're actually wasting the performance SSD drive in environments. So what we can do is actually, by having cloud tiering, enable to retain your on-premise high performance SSD drive, and combined with the benefits of cloud economics. So you can actually tier all your core data to either move it to the cloud, like either to the S3 or to the 3 hyperscaler provided, S3 like Google Cloud or AWS. So cloud tiering identify and the infrequent use of data on premise of the storage and easily move them to the lower cost object storage in the cloud. Yeah. Okay. So the benefit is really, help you to reduce your costs. You don't have to buy additional hard performance SSD when you have moved all this unused data to the cold tier. So you don't have to lift and shift, just lift but not shift. Really, it's really free up your data center space without changing any application. Save your times and money. Okay. So cloud backup services is an add-on for cloud volume on tap and on-premise the on-premise on tap cluster. It actually delivers full managed backup services, restore capability for protection and long-term archiving of a cloud volume on tap and on tap and on-premise on tap. So it's automated, hassle-free. You just set it once and forget. So there's really minimum skills you need to. And the backup is when you trigger the backup, you back up a full copy at one time. The rest of the backup will be incremental. That actually give you greater ability performance for the primary storage for less cost. Yeah. Okay. So your backup will be ready for you whenever you need it. When you need it fit for the new persona for in the cloud. Yeah. Some of the use case, you backup for archive, for recovery, and even ransomware protections. Okay. So Cloud Sync is another services that allow you to synchronize data across, on-prem and to the cloud. So this is one of the solutions that if you are not a NetApp customer, how are you going to move your data from on-prem to the cloud? So this is one of the solutions that regardless of what vendor, as long you are you have an NFS server or your CFS server, we can actually move your data from one on-prem to the cloud or even cloud to cloud. So used for daily data migrations, data mover for big analytic and onboarding cloud environments. So you don't have to be a NetApp customer. You can actually make a NetApp. When NetApp customer means you have on tap or array on the environment to make use of these services. You can actually even with a third-party customer, a third-party vendor, like like you have an NFS server or CIF server, then you can actually make use of this server. Okay, so global file cache create software fabrics that cache active data sets in the global distributed office. As a result, business user can are guaranteed transparent on data access, optimum performance on the global scale. So the global file cache is an enterprise-grade software-defined storage solutions. The offering combines a seamless and intelligent global data fabrics with Azure NetApp Files, cloud volume services, and highly efficient cloud volume on-tap data storage management platform. So the enterprise deploy the client sites of software at the relevant edge locations. The core the core instance or cluster which maintain the corporate virtual file share use cloud volume on tap to secure and efficiently store and manage the enterprise central data repository. So global file cache provides a single set of data for user globally, which use intelligent local file caching, global file locking to improve global data access, collaboration, and performance. Okay. So you talk about, on the edge to the core to the cloud. This is one of the solutions you can make use of it. Data can be moved across from the edge to the core to the cloud. Yeah. Okay. Use case like branch office, virtual desktop infrastructure. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to the last part, which is the cloud operations by Spot by NetApp, which is so what is basically what is a cloud ops? Is a best practice process and tools apply deploying and operating in modern applications in the cloud all the way to the productions. So some of the cloud ops offering is we have is cloud analyzer, Eco, Oceans, and Elastic Group. Okay. So if you think about how customer purchase cloud computes in the environments, so you can see that people buying with on demand, which is and anytime they want they will buy it, but the thing come with a cost is very expensive per unit. If the other is people buying reserve, means people buy in advance. They are less flexible, but more affordable. The other thing is people buy excess capacity, where this is a spot where they basically at the cheapest option, less risky. They don't have any SLA, can be taken away. So these are the three different buying patterns from cloud compute. Okay. So with Spots, what we do is we actually wanted what we do is our mission is to drive the data automations up to 90% on compute reduction with SLA, SLO and SLO. So Spots actually use application-driven provision to effortlessly and effortlessly scale any workload from a stateful single instance to cloud-native virtual machine. Spots use ideal mix of cloud compute resources on demand to the reserve to the Spot instance based on the need applications. We provide 90% compute reductions with SLA and SLO. Okay, so Spots Analyzer have 4 different offerings. Spot Analyzer provide a comprehensive visibility into cloud cost, efficiency, cloud native chargeback, and your spends, and optimize opportunity that you can implement. So the Eco automate the life cycle management of the reserve instance and saving plan. AI-driven analysis of cloud consumption coupled by automated reserve instance buying and selling AWS Marketplace enable workloads to run optimal pricing for the maximum ROI upfront for commitment. For Oceans, simplified the infrastructure management for containerized workloads with containerized-driven auto-scaling and intelligent right-sizing for container resources requirement. Developer can code more and operation scheme can set and forget the underlying Spots instance cluster. So Elastic Group enable the deployment of mission-critical workloads on Spot instance cluster with ease and confidence. So advanced auto-scaling for predictable performance, such as integrations with several and more popular cloud deployment services and tools make getting started easy. So with Spot, cloud consumer can effortlessly and affordably scale any workload from stateful single instance to cloud native clusters make of thousands of nodes. Okay. So with this, I come to the last page, which is one of case study where Ticketmaster have reduced more than 60% by having Spots using Spots. Okay. So that's end of my presentations. I think I just made enough time to close this off. Yeah.